Good morning, everybody. I didn't turn on the microphone. Okay, so good morning, Laura. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, John. Welcome, and thank you all for being here. Um, we had a sudden cold front this last week, and rather than cancel the stream because it's too cold to be in the shed, I moved to my stitchy spot in my living room. This is where I sit and stitch all the time. So all we're going to be doing this morning is stitching and spending a few minutes together. So I hope everybody else is doing okay. Can we hear me now? So, good morning, stained glass. Um, the moment I went live and I had everything working the way that it was supposed to, my cat decided to jump up in my lap and it messed everything up. And so it took me another 10 minutes to get my camera repositioned. He's stubborn. I tried to tell him, no, we're not sitting in my lap this morning. And he said, I don't care. No, I think that's holding that in place. We're just going to leave that as it is and use this iPad over here. So this morning I am working on Trick or Treat from Cottage Garden Samplings. This is my, I call it my stitch along. So I took what I had left of this project and I split it into 12 bite-sized pieces so that I can have it finished by December. So we'll be working on my February section, which I interestingly split this kind of into like this. So it went down here like this. This was January's part. This middle V section will be February's part. And then March will finish up the block over here. And then when we go down to the next block, I'm doing it horizontally by thirds and then vertically by thirds. And then I'm not sure on the last one just yet. I worked on this a little bit the other day when I was at my daughter's softball game, but I didn't get a whole lot done, so we are still working on it. Okay, looks like it's a really big needle for this project. This one's gonna go all the way down. There you go. I am streaming both to YouTube and Twitch today. I was able to get them both to connect. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. We had a very busy weekend between my daughter's softball tournament and my son's birthday. We stayed very busy. And of course, the weather, 80 one day and 40 the next day has got everybody feeling not very good. Good morning, Jen. Is anybody stitching this morning, or is it too early on a Sunday? Gotten very used to waking up this early lately, so I was actually awake before my alarm clock. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more black just so that when we get to this color, we can just fill in. We don't have to worry about anything. Actually, I'm gonna change needles too, because I think that will help me. This one's a little, well, no, it's just as big. It's a little thick. Good morning, Suki. How are you? I hope you got your package. Ooh, what's going on here? All right, here we go. I think with the next row, we can kind of work ourselves around the gray area so that we can just fill in with that brown gray. Here's my, okay, there it goes. Has everybody been checking out the market stuff? I need to, I think I got a few more emails last night I need to add to my Facebook page. I saw that you sent fabric of the month and February and March charts. Are you able to get January still or should? No, I will get it. I will get it. I just have to wait for it to come in. And I don't like to charge you for something that I don't have in my hand. So I will get it. Um, and as soon as it comes in, I'll get it sent out to you. So I'm just kind of working my way around this middle area real quick, and then we will move back up. Good. Kathy says we can hear you. That's good. Um, Perfect. You can wait if you want and send it with March. Okay. Okay. That makes a lot of sense, John. And um, so I'll probably do that, and you'll get March fabric of the month, January, and April's of those. Because I think the April one will be out this week, this Friday. You can hear the wind howling outside. Right. And go down two. Can I go down two? Start going down one. Awesome. Now I happen to sell the thing that I'm seeing everyone, the frame that goes around all of those. Hold on, let me. Uh, is it a stitched frame or an actual frame? Draws. Cottage garden. No. Country. Cottage. Needleworks. Good morning, Kate. I'm just going to take a quick look here. Okay. It's an actual frame that you would change out monthly. I do not have that. I see what you're talking about. Let's see. Does she Family Tree Frame Co. is where they get it. It looks like they have a Facebook page. So you'd probably have to get it from them. Frame I could type. I understand. It's early. Um, there we go. I'm gonna send this to you, John. I do not. Okay. The only frames I usually get are the ones that go with the Mill Hill kits because I can get them from Witchelt, which is who I buy the Mill Hill kits through. Otherwise, I don't usually stock a lot of frames. Okay, we're still connected. Wonder if I can move this just slightly without disconnecting it so y'all could see. Since I'm in the house. Oh, I don't want to risk disconnecting that. Hold on. Slide this out of the way. Can you see Toulouse? He's seeping. Just curled up in my lap and went right to sleep. We were gone most of the day yesterday, so I think he's feeling he needs attention. Not sure if you saw my response. I had to check my mailbox. Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know how mail can be. Like, it could be there in 2 days. It could be there in 2 weeks. That wind is, it is really bad the last few days. Which I also think hasn't helped everybody with like the drainage and the congestion and all of those things. But it also, like, it was feeling fine in here, and now that the wind started blowing, it's starting to get cold. How's everybody else's weather doing? I'm sure we're all feeling the cold, huh? I think Arkansas was supposed to get like ice and snow here soon. We got snow and ice in Michigan. Oh, goodness. It's been cold this year, but we haven't gotten any precipitation. So no ice, no snow, no of that. Which isn't very unusual for where I'm at. So I was even telling my husband the other day, I was like, I could go for a really nice thunderstorm. Like rain in the middle of the day, overcast, gloomy, sit home and do nothing type day. But we really just don't hardly ever get those out here. And when we do, it's like in the middle of the night. So you can't even enjoy a good rain. A foot of snow on Friday, and today 6 to 12 inches. Oh, goodness. Hope you didn't have any plans to leave the house, Kate. Nope. Megan, good morning. Got hubby out the door so now I can stitch. Wind is gusting today in northern Georgia. I understand that. We got some gusty winds here too. Hmm. What are you stitching on this morning, Megan? This is Trick or Treat from Cottage Garden Samplings. It is my stitch along. I split what I had left of it, which was this block and the bottom 3 blocks, into 12 pieces that I can finish by December as long as I do each of the pieces each month. And so I'm trying to get that knocked out today. So it's one less goal on my plate. Similar, Barbara Anna Spooky Tree. Very nice. So I got enough of outline. We're going to go ahead and do some filling in. And that way I don't have to keep looking at my iPad. Which actually needs a charger. Let me do that real quick. We're just having a real chill Sunday. I gotta get caught up on some laundry so that we don't have to worry about it too much the rest of the week. But then I'm hoping to get quite a bit of stitching caught up. I haven't stitched in like 3 days because between softball tournaments and working and birthdays. Good morning, Kelly. It's just been a busy, busy week. And like I tried to stitch on this a little bit at the softball game, but like I didn't get to work on Alice at all. So she's a few days behind. Just gotta do some catching up. Had to do a lot of shop work this week because with market coming up, I needed to get all that stuff posted. We'll see. I gotta talk to Dad and make sure. I don't care. You need to dress warm though, it's cold today. Anything caught your eye with market preview, Sammy? Um, Everything the Silver Creek does. Just flat out. I love everything she does. Um, Autumn Lane had some really cute stuff. I really feel like it's very sampler heavy this year, and uh, I don't stitch samplers. I think I maybe have a couple, but nothing major. Um, so yeah, I don't know that there's a whole lot, but there's definitely some stuff. Really like Silver Creek, Autumn Lane. Fine Frog has some interesting stuff, and so does the Stitch Crypt. Now, the Stitch Crypt stuff, I'm not sure that's market. That may have just been her monthly release, but I threw it in my market stuff anyway. I saw a few new people that I don't remember buying from last year. So it seems like there's some turnover getting to happen at market and getting a few new people in there. So that's really cool. Blue Flower knocked it out of the park too. Oh, yes. She's almost always. Teresa Koket's green coat Santa stocking is fabulous. I'm not a huge Teresa Koget fan. She has a very distinct style, which I think is great, but it's not like the style that I usually stitch. In fact, she does have a couple samplers that I really like from a few years ago, but I think hers just seem very stitch heavy. Like her Santa's big, you know. Me neither, but something's not hey, and that's what's important. There's been more than a few designers that are not necessarily my aesthetic, but they'll come out with something that I just have to stitch. So And that's a good artist that can stay with their style but draw in a new crowd. Yeah. I think it's because his beard isn't going to take the rest of my life to do white. You know, it is kind of why I tend to avoid Santas and snowmen. Like, I just don't like stitching that much in white. Hmm. Mm. Actually, I don't know if I got an email from Teresa Kogut unless I got it within the last 24 hours. Hold on, because now I'm curious. And that's something I noticed is I don't always get all the emails. Yeah, the last thing I got from Teresa Kogut was in 2022. Ooh, I like counting puddles too. The pony, Rebel Stitchers, the artsy housewife. You kind of see that over here. She has some really cute stuff. I'm trying to see if I could see anything. That's cute. What is that? I'm finding stuff that I need to. And to be fair, I haven't been able to really sit down and just look at stuff because I've been so busy lately. And like even as I'm posting them, I'm just doing it so quick. Okay, here we go. Teresa Kogut is down a little further. Oh, that folk art garden is cute. Oh my goodness. That stocking is adorable, Megan. Look, I don't know if y'all have seen this. How cute is that? That is cute. It's like some pretty solid stitching. Good morning, Laurel. We got distracted by the market rabbit hole. That's cute. Who's that? Oh, I wonder if that's one of those. There are a few things that they're not releasing like until you get to market or you have to physically be there to pick it up, and I'm not physically going this year. So there's that too. Oh, I'll bet that's who it is. I'll bet it's, yep, Luminous Fiber Arts. This one, so cute. I think I'm gonna have to have that one. Luz, you're not doing a good job of keeping my feet warm, man. He just started pushing his head into my foot. I had to cancel stream on Thursday because Lexi had a tournament. They played 3 games on Thursday, and the last game started right at 7, which is stream time. Plus, I was in 45 minutes away from the house, so but I was freezing. It was so cold. It was below 40 degrees. The wind was blowing. My hands were like ice cubes. And she played 1 game on Friday and 1 game on Saturday. And she has a tournament again this weekend too. We're also starting to get into regular season, so Tuesday nights are gonna start being softball nights again. So the big trip coming up? Yes. So we have a vacation coming in March for spring break, March 10th through the 16th. I'm gonna be out of the country, and then we'll get back, and it will be a busy week when we get back. So there's that. But yeah, for spring break we are taking a trip. But that'll be March. I think it's 21 days till we leave presently. Is it this one? Yeah, I forgot what I'm doing. Yeah. And it's why I can't go to market, because market is March 7, 8, 9. March 7th through the 9th, and then we fly out on the 10th. So the turnaround, like even if I went to market, and got everything, I'd still have to have everybody waiting a week before I could ship it out because I applied for my passport a month ago, still waiting on it. Really? We did our passports in the beginning of December. Well, mine wasn't expired, but the kids and my husband were. Um, and we did it at the beginning of December, and I want to say we had it right at the first of the year. I feel like we did pay for expedited on the kids though, just to be extra sure. And all three of them were renewals. They weren't new passports, so that may make a difference too. But usually I think about 6 weeks. So I think you should be seeing it soon, Suki. Do you have a trip planned? We want to go to Italy. Ooh, that sounds good. You got your passport like 3 weeks after you applied. That's a really good turnaround, Laurel. Like I said, I think we got ours in 3 to 4 weeks, but we also paid for the expedited. So we talked about Italy for our spring break trip, but we don't really like have any set, ooh, we want to go do this in Italy. It would be more of a just going to be there. And with us taking the kids, we prefer to go somewhere where we have a little bit more of a plan of what we want to do and what we want to see. Um, so that's why we ruled out Italy for this particular trip. Which I think today would be a good day to sit down and kind of look at our trip and our plans and see if we can get any more of it worked out. We waited for a while because Ryan had some medical stuff going on and we weren't sure if it was gonna change our plans, but it's looking like that's not gonna happen, so we can start planning and figuring out. Like I said, it's only 3 weeks away. Getting this wing filled in. Are you going to other places in France or just Paris? Um, don't know. I think for France, we're just going to Paris. Well, or and wherever Disney is. Because I know it's not in like Paris proper. Um, and we've kind of debated on whether or not to take a day trip over to London via the Channel. Um, but we hadn't decided on any of that stuff yet. And my husband really wants to go back to France and do something other than Paris at some point. But for this trip, um, we're focusing on Paris because we've been there before. We're a little bit familiar, and the kids have never been. Do you stitch on those long flights? Our flight to Maui, for some reason, I couldn't stitch. I do. I feel like I don't stitch as well as like sitting here. I get some stitches in, but um, when we went to London, it was overnight, so we really needed to focus on trying to get some sleep because we were going to hit the ground running as soon as we landed. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning when we landed. Um, and then with Paris, when we went last time, the flight was hot. Like there was no AC on the plane, it felt like. There probably was, it just wasn't very good. It was very cramped and yeah, it just wasn't a very pleasant flight. So I think I got some stitching done, but not very much because when I'm hot, I can't really touch fabric. Um, but I am one of those that tends to fall asleep. I was in London in 2012 and took the train to Paris for the day. It was a quick trip, but fun. We talked about doing that. Um, we went to London in 2000, 2019 and we talked about it, but we had so much on our plate that we didn't end up going over to Paris, which is one of the reasons we're going this year. What's up, bub? Just okay. I wasn't sure if you were waiting to ask me something. No, yes. Look in the laundry. I did. Look in our basket then. Huh? In our basket too? I don't know. Hmm? So my thought was, we went to London in 2019. We went to platform 9 3/4 at King's Cross, and the kids took a picture. And so I thought if we could take the channel over for the day and recreate that picture, 6 years later, that would be a lot of fun. I want to do London and Cornwall. I don't know anything about Cornwall. We did the whole, the Roman baths, uh, Stonehenge, and Stratford upon Avon. Like one of those, you get on the bus in London, you go to those three places, and then come back to London. That one I really enjoyed. I liked having the structure of the day of the tour guides and stuff like that. That was a lot of fun. I like the double buses in London. You liked the double deckers. The double deckers. We're gonna have one of those in Paris too. Those are always cool. Okay, finish the wing out. Who's all in chat? Several people. How many? 15. Wow. Little boy. Yeah, earlier, as soon as I got my everything set up, he came and jumped on the wires, which pulled the camera down. Bruh. Yeah. Look at him, just sitting over there all smug. Oh, last night I made a huge mistake. I went to Toss-Ups and bought me one of them chocolate milks and chugged it. Mm-hmm. Chugging chocolate milk is a bad idea. My stomach was hurting so bad. Yeah, I was at the park alone till like 1. Just sending a message in Grandma's. The Olympics were happening hi Enid. The Olympics were happening the week I was in London. Didn't go to any events. I just wandered around and did a tour of Buckingham Palace and spent the next week in Scotland. I want to go to Scotland very badly. Um, I want to say when we were in Paris, it was right before, I don't know if it was Olympics or um, like the Tour de France or whatever. Um, but mm, probably the tour since that happens every year, huh? The year we went to Paris, let me tell you, I live in Texas. It is hot during the summer. I hate summer. Summer is the worst time of year for me. My husband says, let's go to Paris. I said, how hot is it in Paris? He goes, we look it up. Average in the middle of summer is about 80 degrees. I'm like, I can do 80. 80 is way better than the 110 we have here in Texas. And then we flew to Paris. We got off the plane. It was 108 degrees the entire weekend we were there. The hottest it's ever been in Paris. The Parisians were struggling hardcore because they don't have super hot summers. A lot of places around there don't even have ACs. Um, it was Now I will say 108 in Paris and 110 in Texas, two totally different types of heat. And so we actually still really enjoyed ourselves. I didn't get that temperature break that I was hoping for with the trip. This is I go all the way down. Okay. Good morning, Lore Lore. This- So my stitching's a little bit off. I threw in an extra row somewhere, and so I'm kind of having to make sure that like there's supposed to be more space here. It's not going to be a big deal. So I'm not going back and pulling all of this out because it's one too many high. But I am having to pay attention to what I'm doing and make sure I'm doing it right. It's 8 Fahrenheit here according to my Apple Watch. Ooh, that is cold. I think we're in the 30s because it's too cold for it's 35 right now. It's too cold for our heater to work. I know that seems very backwards, but it is what it is. A few hours ago it was 4. I think everybody has those sentiments about winter this year, Enid. I wasn't ready for it to be warm yet, and we were getting like 80-degree weather last week, and I was like, I'm not ready for this. I want some in between days. Can we stay between 60 and 80 for like more than a day? You know? So my crows here have short little stubby legs because that was their feet sitting on the pumpkin right there. They're hunkered down too. Yeah, they're like, it's cold. Good morning. Just came downstairs and there's a good 2 inches of snow. Goodness. Hope you didn't have any plans to go anywhere today, Deborah. Good morning, Demonic Babs. Good morning, Raiders. How is everyone? So I stream to both YouTube and Twitch. For those of you on YouTube right now, I got a raid, which means that at the end of somebody else's stream, they sent all their viewers over to us. So welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. I am a, oh no, all day stitch. Um, I am a cross stitcher. It's pretty much the only craft I do. And today we are just having a chill morning of stitching and chatting, mostly about the weather. How was your stream this morning? See, Blue-Eyed Cat came over. We've seen her before. Them. Same, I do primarily cross stitch. Very nice. Do I follow? I don't know how to do shout outs or anything like that. Um, but let me see if I can figure out if I follow. Oh, look, now I do. What were you stitching on today? This is Trick or Treat from Cottage Garden Samplings. It is what I call my stitch along piece. So I took the remainder of what I had and I split it into 12 pieces that I'd complete a piece each month to have it done by the end of the year. I was working on dragons sitting atop a hoard of toilet paper. Very nice. Reminiscent of 2020. Well, welcome in. Make sure you take care of yourself post stream. Good morning, Candy. Welcome in. So it looks like it's not grabbing my Twitch chat. Wonder if this will help. That's how long I've had that pattern. Just started it on January 1st. I understand that. I have plenty of really old patterns that I haven't gotten to. Where is my pattern? There's just not enough, definitely not enough time. And I'm feeling that even more this year. Okay, it started picking up the chat when I did the pop out. Got it, got it. All right. So, like, typically in January, I get really good stitching every year. I complete all my goals. My stitch count's really high. Not this year. My kitten is trying to play with my charging cord. Oh, we don't want to do that. Um, Mine decided he had enough of me and went and laid over on the other chair. All right, I think we're going here. Okay, 3. Candy says hi, Suki. Adjust the camera slightly so we can actually see what we're doing. Enid says we got a snowstorm that gave about 5 inches of snow. Goodness. The cold is all over. Enjoy your lurk and food. That is always very important. Frosty Tool says, enjoy your food break. We'll keep the crafting magic alive while you munch. Goodness, the wind's picking up. I can hear it whistling through the orifices. Laurel says, hi, Candy. I'm glad you're inside today. Yeah, and even in here, it's a little bit cool, but I was like, I really don't want to have to cancel stream. So let's see if we can make some adjustments to make it work out. So that's what we did for today. Let's see. I have snow in my driveway that I'm ignoring by stitching. I think that's the sentiment of most of us this morning. Oh, well, it snowed outside. It's time to just relax, stitch. That's how we handle adult snow days, right? As a kid, you got out of school, you want to play in the snow. Adults, you get out of work, you want to stitch. That's a tomorrow problem. Hey, I get it. Oh, thank you, Deborah. I enjoy them too, which is why I try not to cancel them. The only reason I did on Thursday is because my daughter had a softball game right at stream time. They weren't originally supposed to have it. That's why it was kind of a last minute cancellation. They were supposed to play at 2:15 and 4:45 and then play Friday morning at like 9:15. and then 6 p.m. Um, but another team wasn't going to be able to make it on Thursday, so they swapped, and our team played a third game on Thursday, and then only one game on Friday and one game on Saturday. So just kind of how it is. She does have a tournament again this weekend, but I think they're not scheduled to play on Thursday. Um, they're just playing on Friday and Saturday, so that should work okay with my schedule. I don't know that I'll get to go to the Saturday games because we have um, a side job that's happening. I don't know. We're just gonna play by ear. Kind of like this weekend. Lexi had her tournament. We didn't, and the times on Friday afternoon and Saturday are based on pool play from the day before. So we didn't know what time she was playing until like after all the games had been played. So, and then we were trying to figure out my son's birthday on Saturday. There was a lot of very fine tuning of getting everybody where they needed to be. Mhm. I'm about to have to end this thread. It's about giving up on us. Oh, goodness. Can't believe it's already the middle of the month. I don't think I've completed a single goal for this month. I just really have not gotten a lot of stitching time lately. I'm gonna get there. I'm going to get there. Good morning, Holly. Holly says good morning to me and everyone in chat and on YouTube. My chat's working, so we can see both YouTube and Twitch. That's nice. Did you get your package, Holly? What is going on there? Come on. Come out. There we go. Not yet, but I didn't go to the post office yesterday. Okay. I need to go to the post office today too. But I'm a little afraid they won't have my package because it's too big, which means I'll have to actually talk to somebody versus them putting it in my box. So probably go by there today, but fruitlessly. I had to order new shipping envelopes. I was almost out. Stitching towards my goals, it's been helpful for me to have some must get done, to have some must get things done these days. Gotcha. Yeah. I am really looking forward to getting back to that. Uh, I just haven't had enough time. There's just not enough hours in a day if you want to actually get any sleep. Good morning, Stitching Darling. Um, this is my stitch along, so at least this will have one goal knocked out when I finish. So I think we go through, you can kind of see the line started to form here and goes this way. I think maybe, I don't think I did this very well. So anyways, is it? I think it's supposed to go like this. I think there's going to be like next to no stitching in March. I'm not sure what I did. So just remember tomorrow's a federal holiday, no mail. Oh, okay. Darn. I just had to delete the biggest, longest cat message my big boy just tried to send. Oh, you should have just sent it. That would have been great. No work either. Maybe for you. Hasn't learned to stay off my keyboard yet. That's cute. We like the kitties around here. Mine's asleep way over there. I think I can take this one. See? He's just a sleeping. What did I click? There we go. Oh, lovely. Okay, please ignore. The bot deleted that, but apparently it didn't delete it off my screen. I hope my sew back store is open. I can't find the info on their social medias nor their site. Like if they're closed because the weather, or like if they're trying to find their normal operating hours. Oh, now my camera's off. What? I need to take my poor sewing machine in. Poor old girl needs a colonoscopy and some injections. It's fine. Good morning, Vintage. How are you doing this morning, my dear? Doing good. Are you cold too? It's like 35 here. It's so cold. Especially considering a few days ago it was like 80. Yes, you're feeling better. It's really hard with the weather going doo 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 doo. Enid's off for some coffee. Bring back for the whole crew. I don't drink coffee, but I might hold a warm cup in my hands. That might not be a bad idea. Laurel has coffee. Coffee isn't really great for me, but I'm old, menopausal, and perpetually tired, so coffee it is. Tea doesn't cut it anymore. It's just never a flavor I ever got used to. A Mexican hot chocolate coffee from Whataburger. I wanted to try their Mexican hot coffee shake. Um, I haven't yet, but every time I have to pick up from Whataburger, I eyeball it. Well, Vic was here last year. Don't let that woman in your house without coffee. Yeah, I can understand that. Mexican hot chocolate is amazing. I've had Mexican hot chocolate ice cream from HEB and it's amazing. It's so good. So I've been curious if the shake is just as good. Mexican hot chocolate coffee sounds diabolical and I need to get my hands on it. Coffee, everyone, morning, and tea. I'm feeling fancy. Although I put a packet of Swiss Miss in my coffee, it's ghetto mocha or something. Hmm,
We're already down to 37.
I'm not surprised.
You've never spent $8? Hmm. If you don't be blessed that. Who said you could look at me with
Good morning, Janet. How are you? Hmm. It's Sunday, man. People sleep in.
your looking done, for everybody. Hey, I'm surprised I wasn't awake before Dad. Because he woke up before 7.
Hmm. My alarm went off at 7. I was awake before my alarm, but
I woke up 2 minutes before my alarm. Oh, no, so I'm taking this one to the next year. Oh,
have a good day, Suki. Hope you have some fun mail. If not, then it'll be there soon. Back to reality. Vacation is over. Snow on the ground and back to work later, but stitching now. Snow on the ground means stitching. Take that.
Lord.
It is just above freezing outside, Ryan. Please,
That's not that bad.
please.
Sorry. Jack even is.
Dad's.
Oh, it's this one. Okay, yeah. The one that I stole for about a week.
Mm.
What is this?
We do not have snow.
I wish we did. The cancel school, that'd be nice. Right, yeah.
See ya. Behave.
Okay.
Did you have a good vacation, Janet? You went down to Florida, right? Got to be in the upper temperatures for a few days. Also use my Starbucks caramel macchiato. I noticed they have a no sugar version. Interesting. Adventure with the Hubs, Florida. One more. See if my thread chicken will hold out. Okay. Didn't really like it, but we made it work. Alrighty. Mm. I'm gonna play with a different color for just a few stitches, and then I'll get back to the black on the crow. Might be able to finish out his head this morning. Mm, what color are his eyes? Black. Okay. Oh no, don't lose your needle. Alrighty. All right. Now we can go back to working on the crow. Every time I hear the wind pick up, I swear it drops a degree in my house. Like, I hear it, and all of a sudden I'm like, ooh. No, that's not right. That's not right. That was the end of the row. Don't be throwing extra stitches in there again. That's how we got to this mess in the first place. To head out. Everyone have a great stitching day. Have a good day, John. So glad you got to join us for a little bit. It's looking so good. We're about to give him an eyeball and a beak for too long. Okay, that's 10. This one will be 9. And back stitching on Pandemic. Very nice. Like a good long dog. I need to work on Spangled. I've stitched on it a little bit, but not enough. You ready to get my 100 stitches on Queen of Freedom knocked out? I feel so out of the loop. I hope I can catch up on some floss too today. What have you been up to? Working. I'm not even caught up on floss too. Like, switching to Moon Deer. I had a page finish last night. Very nice. Way to go on the page finish. Um, I, like I said earlier, I don't think I've hit any of my January goals. I have not had a lot of stitching time. Um, or I haven't found that rhythm of getting home from work and then getting enough stitching because I'm usually very like tired and unfocused. So I sit there way too long scrolling on my phone. It's a me thing, you know. And then I get my daily 100 done on Alice, and I'm like, well, I stitched today. I took a pic of my whip, and my phone identified it as laundry care. Okay. So, but this one is my stitch along. I took what I had left of it and I divided it into 12 bite-sized pieces so that I can complete one a month and have it finished in December. And I completed January's in January, and we're going to try and get February's done here in February, even though the month is half over already. So it's just an adjustment, having to adjust from having like 3 days a week where I had 12 hours of possible stitching time. I never stitched at home on days that I worked. And to having a job that takes a few hours or several hours every day and finding the time to stitch after. The time is there. I haven't been utilizing it properly, according to my brain. So I'll get there. It just takes time. Every time I make a big change in life, it takes time to adjust. I have not worked on Alice in like 3 days, so she's gonna need to catch up. And she's in such a confetti heavy area that it's probably gonna take a good part of my day, unfortunately. It's an adjustment time. Absolutely. Absolutely. We all go through it. You're gonna find a really interesting one here in August, I'm sure. Hydrate. I'm trying. And at first I wasn't. And now that's my goal. In fact, I'm even maybe adjusting some of my goals to not be 500 stitches to maybe like be 300 stitches, and then maybe I can hit those goals, and feel that what is it? That boost of what is it? Is it endorphins that you get when you hit a goal? Everybody hydrate. Hey, Crafting Sam, how are you this morning? I stitched 0 stitches yesterday and I regret nothing. I did an English paper piecing and started reading a book I got from the library, as well as made dinner and other stuff. That sounds like a perfectly productive day. Hey, Pocket Roddy. Um, yeah, I got 0 stitches in yesterday, but I spent like 3 hours yesterday morning putting market stuff on my shop page. I took my son and his best friend to go to the movies for my son's birthday. He turned 15 yesterday. And then after the movies, we all went out to eat with my in-laws because it was also my father-in-law's birthday. And by the time we got home from that, I was like, it was a very productive day. So, got plenty of rest, and I have all day today to, you know, get some stuff done. Did I do that right? I don't think I did that right. His golden birthday, 15 on the 15th. Yep. Yeah. And such a boy, right? So like he was like, I just want to go to the movies, maybe play a little arcade. super easy to please. Go out to dinner. So he got to do all the things he wanted to do yesterday. I got 190 more stitches last night. I need to finish my turn. 10 stitches to do. Got 10 stitches. Oh, you got this. Yeah, so I'm actually playing 2 Monopoly games right now. And it's my turn on one of my other boards, so I need to get on that today too. Okay. Ooh, is this a Halloween calendar stitch? No, it's like a 9 block. Um, it was just a pattern that I thought was so cute when it came out that I had to stitch it. So it looks like this. So in the red lines you see across it are me splitting it up into 12 to get it finished by the end of the year. So when I started out the year, the top row was completely done. Done, done, done. And so were these 2 blocks. So then this month, oh, this is the wrong one. This month I divided it by January, February, March. So we're working in the February block right now. And then I will go over to having it divided by horizontally for April, May, and June. And then I'm thinking I'm going to do vertically for July, August, September. And then I don't know about the last month. But anyway, so this is what it looks like when it's all done. I did swap. I put my bat here and this pumpkin here. So that is the Speaks. It's super cute. It's by Cottage Garden Samplings. It's called Trick or Treat. And I just really enjoy stitching on it. So that's why I made it the one that I divided into 12 this year. Also with the blocks, it made it kind of easy to do, but I'm not quite sure why I have Moana stuck in my head, but that's the thing right now. I feel like I just always have something stuck in my head. And right now it is Moana. I think. No, it might be Lilo and Stitch. I think it might be Lilo and Stitch. I want tropical weather. Yeah, I get that. I think everybody kind of does at this point. I want something not hot but not cold, you know? That would be really nice. All right. So we'll park this down here because I don't want to start on that one just yet. We're going to finish up this one. Tropical is humid though. I could do humid if it's not too hot. May take me a day or two to adjust though, because like we don't have humidity out here. Whenever we go to Houston, we're like, whoa. We got humid here on the East Coast, so I'm used to it. Yeah. I used to live in Houston. I grew up humidity like all the time, really high. And then my husband moved me out here to West Texas. And I was like, oh, this is nice. You don't sweat just by walking out the front door. What? Of course, you sacrifice other things. Like we never really get rain. um, it is really hot out here sometimes. No butt sweat. Nope. Not unless I'm like standing out in the sun beating down on me for a while, or I'm busy like doing stuff that causes you to sweat. But not just from like walking outside. In fact, in the summer when it's hot, if you can find a shade tree, which is very hard to find because everything's dead out here, but if you can stand in the shade and weather the weather. But if you're standing in the sun, it feels like your skin's melting off. When I went and visited my parents this summer to help them move, um, it was right after the hurricane, so obviously humidity is high and there was no power. So we were like sitting out in the garage and just it was like we were taking a shower, just pouring sweat. It's crazy. Grew up 30 minutes from the beach, so I know how bad it can be. Enid said, hot where I used to live is terrible in the Pacific Northwest. The worst is Toronto in summer. Oh my gosh. When there's a kid, ghastly. I think what is going on here? All right, we're just gonna. When I lived in West Texas, I remember the feeling of actively getting sunburned. Oh yeah, yeah. And I sunburn easily, so um like trying to I avoid outside. I just avoid it. I'm over a mile high in elevation and my skin fries quick here. When I live by the beach, I got burned at least once a year. There was so when we went the tournament that we had this last weekend for softball, we did this same tournament last year and it was overcast and a little chilly. And so I was like, oh, it's a beautiful day, right? And then the next day I was so sunburnt. Like roasted. We were in Ireland during record heat wave. They don't know what heat is. Oh, Sam's in ads. Yeah, that was me when I went to Paris. Uh, it was a record breaking hot summer, hot weekend, and it was about the temperatures we get here in Texas. We actually ran into another couple or like a family that was also in Paris from Texas. And she was like, "We brought the heat with us. Paris is gonna not let us back." It was funny because we were like, we kind of felt the same way. We came here to kind of get away from the heat and brought it with us. But the sun didn't feel as intense. And the sunburn that I got when I was in Paris, like, didn't hurt as bad, healed faster, like it was so different. And I'm like, it's crazy to think just because, you know, that the sun's any different. My feet are cold. Deleuze, you need to come sleep on my feet, man. He is hardcore snoozing over there. He is not getting up. I don't know where Gus Gus ended up. He tried to wake me up at like 4 o'clock this morning. That was not happening. I go this way. So let's do that. All right. And then mm, I wouldn't mind going to Ireland at some point, but Scotland is my priority because of my family between the two. Okay, we are finishing up this crow. He looks adorable. I mean, for a crow. We're gonna get started on the crow. The second crow. We have about 45 minutes left of stream. We'll see how far we can get. The camera bumped down a little. Oh, thank you. I like it. Yeah, the cord goes under my arm, so. Oh. Oh, yay, now we can see him. I have to be really careful with the camera right now because it doesn't, it's having some sort of threading issue with the stand that it's on. And so sometimes it likes to fall. Welcome back, Sam. Kids, they do that. One of mine was in here earlier just gabbing away. The other one, I don't think she's awake yet. But I wouldn't know anyway because she kind of hovers in her room. I know she's got cheer stuff this morning or this afternoon to work on or to go to. You have littles, right, Sam? Mine are 17 and 15 as of yesterday. So they're a bit bigger, but they still want to be right there. Getting the attention. I'll move that out of the way. I'm gonna fill in these eyes real quick. Ooh. So it looks like both eyes made it into the cutoff. I have a new book that I got several days ago and I haven't started yet, so I need to listen to my audiobook. I don't know if I will today or if we're gonna have a TV watching day because the husband and I are both home today. Trying to get over the yuck that has come with the weather changing. I'm really tempted to go get the stuff and make some cheese dip book. It's called Scythe and Scalpel, I think. It's the third in the Butcher and Blackbird series. Scythe and Sparrow. Scythe and Sparrow. So you got Butcher and Blackbird, Leather and Lark, Scythe and Sparrow. It's really good. It has its warnings. It's definitely not PG-13. Uh, but I really enjoyed the first two books, so I'm looking forward to getting to listen to the third one. I just can't get into that series. I understand Candy. Like when I read the first chapter, I said, if somebody is going to like or dislike this series, or you're going to know within the first chapter whether or not the book is for you or not. So it hits it hits a lot of those triggers right there in the beginning. Book 4 of the Plated Prisoner series. I'm not sure I've heard of that one. Have a good day, Enid. Um, I'm not sure I've heard of Plated Prisoner. I'll have to look that up. Love a good series. Can't help but get sucked into them. Not every book is for every person, you know, but there are some really good books out there. And I'm not one that can has the patience to sit down and read anymore. Like I always feel like I should be doing at least two things at any given time. And so I like audiobooks because I can audiobook and stitch, I can audiobook and clean the house, I can audiobook and drive. I can't just sit and listen to it. I do have to be doing something else, or else I'll get distracted and be like, what did they just say? I haven't been listening for probably half an hour. But if my hands are busy, then my ears can listen. All right, we got one eyeball. If I am not doing 2, 6, 2, 5, 2, 4, 1 things at any given time, I'm asleep. I understand that. By Raven Kennedy starts with Guild, and then they are all things like Gold, Gleam, Glow. I may have seen them. That sounds or like I can almost picture it in my head. I'm supposed to be getting ready for church. I mean, we're not stopping you, Laurel. I've tried. I love audiobooks and always looking for a new read or listen. I actually haven't picked up anything since Onyx Storm because I kind of had like I don't know if it's really a book hangover or like there's there's got to be a better word than that for how I felt after I finished that book. But I haven't listened to anything since. Same. OS was good. It was. It was. It was definitely one of those books that keeps your mind spiraling the entire time you're listening to it and for a good long time after. And now we're going to have to wait like 2 years for the next book, and that is torture. Just pure and utter torture. I have a black smoke Maine Coon cat named Taryn. Oh, very nice. I feel like that's kind of the closest thing you can get to a dragon. That's great. I'm going to start Zodiac Academy soon. I loved Onyx Storm. I want to read the Zodiac Academy also. I do. I've heard lots of things about it. I'd like to check it out. Haven't started that one either. So many on my TBR. It's not as good as OS. Well, I mean, not every book can be. I just started the latest Jane Ann Krentz book. She has a series of books that are related to each other and uses her other pen names, Amanda Quick and Jane Castle, to divide this series. Interesting. I've read some Amanda Quick um, back in the day. I did not know all of that. That's interesting. And that's where sometimes I think, Kate, it's really hard to move on right after finishing a book like Onyx Storm because nothing's going to live up to the hype, you know? And so you really have to be in a mood in order to move on. You have to be in the right mood. Otherwise, you just go and read all the other books. Kelly says, I'm about halfway through Iron Flame. Kate says, I like her as Jane Castle. There will be no spoilers here, Kelly. We simply say that we love the book and that it is thought provoking. So, or you go back and forth when you reread. That's yeah, exactly. Like if you can't get out of your mood, you must go reread. I have so many theories, but my lips are zipped. Oh, trust me, Lorelai. I understand. Myself, Kate, and another friend of ours, Cheryl, we have a chat going where we'll share our own theories. We'll share theories that we've seen on TikTok or Instagram. And sometimes we'll rationalize why that couldn't possibly be true. It's good fun. Quick is for the historicals, Castle is for the more sci-fi, and Krentz is modern day. They all are about people with psychic powers. I like psychic powers. Wish I had some sometimes. All right, so we got both the eyeballs done. I think I'm gonna jump over here and grab his foot. I like the dust bunnies. Dust bunnies are the best. It's in the books. Gotcha. Yes, the famous dust bunnies. Well, if that doesn't pique one's interest, I must go read the books about the dust bunnies. And that's where bookie friends are great and wonderful because um, Kate has given me a few where she's like, there's this thing, like she'll tell me like a brief little smattering of something, and I'm like, well, now I need to know how we got there, like what's going on, what is this thing? You'll find the dust bunnies in the Jane Castle books. Interesting. I need to read Scythe and Sparrow, and I also need to read Archer's Voice before my daughter just strangles me for not giving her someone to talk to about that book. Here's this book that traumatized me. I think you should read it. Exactly. Crescent City. Like Kate gets it. So I read the ACOTAR books. I hadn't read Throne of Glass yet. She told me to move on to Crescent City, and but she told me, she's like, you gotta stick with it because the first few chapters she like info dumps on you, and it's really kind of boring and a little overwhelming because you're like, do I need to remember all this stuff? Because it's not like sinking in and absorbing. No, you do not need to absorb. She will reference back to it later. It's fine. Get through the first few chapters and then you get into the good stuff, right? And so we're messaging back and forth, and then things happen and we're like, we all read the same stuff. Well, you know. Kate and I met through stitching, but we bonded through books. I'm on the second book in Throne of Glass, but I haven't started Crescent City yet. Okay. Trauma bonding. That's what that is. I have finished all of ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, and Crescent City up until whatever is currently out. So, and it's like sometimes I consider a reread, and sometimes I'm like, you realize there's a lot of other books out there for you to read, right? Okay. Still have about 30 minutes. Guess I'm gonna stitch more black. Well, do we have some orange? Let's go with some orange. Change it up a little bit. Yes, but they won't make you feel the same. I know. It's kind of when you want to do the brain scrub, you know? Forget that you've ever read this book so you can experience it for the first time all over again. Although I feel like with the Fourth Wing series, it's okay to reread it without the brain scrub because I still think you're going to discover new things. I think she's a talented enough writer that when you reread it the second or third time, you see something you didn't see before. So, Yes, I pick up clues every time. I want to go reread after OS to see about some of my theories. Yeah, that's what Kate and I were talking about too. We're like, we have to reread it to not only justify some of your theories, but pick up on some of the things that I don't think would have been obvious without the information that comes in the later books. We'll let y'all know when I need a new book. I agree with. She's a great writer. Yes. Torturously so. It does make me curious about her non-fantasy books. I haven't tried one yet, but I am really curious. Like, is she just as good when she's not writing about dragons? Like, I'm I'm genuinely want to know. I have a couple on my wish list. Okay. I have a few pre-ordered at this point. I have a few that I bought that I haven't gotten to yet that were kind of like they do this thing on TikTok. They're like, if you like this series, then try this series and da-da. And so I've downloaded a few of those, but I haven't gotten to them yet. So I think Lynn at those Missing Stitches has read her non-dragon and said it was good. Oh, I have to check it out. Ah, the book talk rabbit hole. Yes. Yep. It can drag you under. I bookmarked so many of those. If you like this, read this. Yeah. Yeah, I save them too. So I'm like, eventually I'm gonna need an idea for a book, right? Eventually, someday. Last Letter by Yaros broke me. Oh, Jesse. Hey, Jesse. Oh, dear. I don't know if, like, that makes me want to read it or makes me want to avoid it. Ooh, I also have Lights Out as an audiobook that I need to listen to. I've been told by multiple people I must read. Heard some crazy thing is about Lights Out. You'll have to let us know what you think. Oh, most books are in my head for a minute and then gone. That one has stuck with me. I have that problem too. Like even when I got Casey to go back and read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and he would come to me and he's like, "Oh, this happened," da, da, da," and I was like, "Huh? Don't remember." Okay, we're gonna adjust this. it like that. That's not very good, but it'll work. Lexi wants to listen to Lights Out, and she said it reminds her of Deadpool. Like it's a hard read as a parent. I don't think it would have been as impactful before Baby does stuff. For that beautiful little girl. Right now I'm reading Room. It's a hard one also. It's from a 5-year-old perspective. Ooh. Jesse says that's a good one. It was turned into a movie, right? I've never heard of it. Hopefully somebody else can answer you, Just. Yep, think so. Google helped. Apologies. I haven't had my coffee yet. I don't drink coffee, but all I've had this morning is water. I'm really gonna focus on getting at least this done today and hopefully caught up on Alice. I still got quite a bit of crow head here because there's a second one there. And then the rest of this pumpkin, I gotta pull this color for the stem. And then a little bit under his mouth. I think I can manage it. Who needs to do laundry or cook food? Oh, I was saying that earlier. It feels like a real chill day. I'm kind of want like chips and dip. Make me a big old bowl of like sausage cheese dip. Maybe watch an episode of Extracted. We haven't started. Well, we started to start it the other night, but we haven't watched it yet because we both fell asleep. But it's this like survivor type game where you have a 3-person team, right? So yourself, your husband, your kid, let's just say. One of you goes out into the woods and has to survive Hunger Game style. Like not with the killing other people, but like you have nothing and the two people that are on your team sit in a place and they like airdrop you supplies or whatever. And then they can if they think you can't handle it anymore, they can extract you, and if you don't get extracted at the end, you win $250,000. So I kind of want to check that one out. Eat some cheese dip with it. Watch other people suffer while I eat food and drink. It's it's so bad to think of it like that. Like there you are with no food, nothing to drink, and I'm gonna sit here and eat chips and dips while you do it. And I'm watching it on Hulu. I don't know what program, what channel or whatever it came on. I'm not sure. We used to get Cold Stone ice cream to watch watching Biggest Loser. There you go. That's what I'm saying. Like, I do not watch MasterChef without food. Like, because I gotta pretend that whatever I'm eating even compares to whatever they're making. Hello, welcome in. Over on Twitch, we got another raid. Hello, everyone. How was your stream? I am streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. Um, we're just sitting here cross stitching. I'll be on for about 15 more minutes, but welcome in. What were y'all up to this morning? My mom's weight loss group used to go get Carl's Jr. after their meeting. Back between kids, after Lexi, but before Ryan, I used to have I paid to have a trainer at a fitness gym thing, myself and a friend, and we would both go and work out, and then we would go across the street to IHOP. I don't know what the point of this is. Uh, I doodled and puzzled a bit. Ooh, very nice. I hope you enjoyed it. All right. So we're going down here. This project had all the paintings to finish, but didn't feel like it at all. I mean, sometimes you just gotta do what the brain wants to do. And it wanted to doodle. Or, Facebook rabbit hole or all the things. I've been stitching on this. This is Trick or Treat from Cottage Garden Samplings. We got 2 crows sitting on a pumpkin. And we've been talking books and weather. It is cold right now. Of course, I say that, and most people in the chat have it way worse than I do. I do not have any snow or ice or anything like that. It's just cold. I think the big thing for me is that last week it got up into the 80s. Like it was warm. And then here we are in the 30s again. So, enjoy your lurk. Ugh, I can't talk. Enjoy your lurk. And make sure and take care of yourself post stream. I'm sure it's time for food. That's where I'll be heading before too long. 65 here today, 12 to 15 inches of snow expected Wednesday. Goodness. Yeah, I think it's supposed to start like today's supposed to be a little bit warmer than it has been all weekend, but then we're supposed to start dropping back down again. Because I know tomorrow night for the softball game it's supposed to be like 65, but at least we're not supposed to be windy on Tuesday like we were over the weekend. The wind at the ball field, that was something else. It was a lot. I was freezing. Everybody there is like wrapped up in blankets over their, jackets and sweatpants. And one lady was like, I wore a second pair of socks on day 2. Yes, we're guessing stitches. We can go ahead and get started on that. I've got about 12 more minutes of stream. If you're new here, welcome. What we do is we try and guess how many stitches I did during stream. For anybody just coming in, that could be a little difficult, but it's like the lottery. Just throw out a guess. I've been stitching since about 8 a.m. and I average about 100 stitches an hour. So hopefully that helps with any guess that you make. If you make a guess and you are the closest to the actual number of stitches when I go in and count, then you will be entered into a raffle that I do at the end of the month. So. Oh man. I'm gonna be ready to move by the time I'm done because my back is like screaming at me. All right. Do have to find something here. I will make a note of it here. Give me a note. Give me a note. Okay, we got Megan says 267. Laurel says 315. And remember, it's the closest without going over. Just like Wheel of Fortune. 357. Wheel of Fortune? Jeopardy. No. Price is Right. Oh my goodness. My brain is not working today. 357. Candy. Stitchin' Darlin'. Really likes me. Holly 310. Kelly 303. Jesse is 288. Right. Bachelor Lore 3. All right. Need more black. It's a good thing we're almost done because I'm running really low on black. since that's the main color we've used today. Jen is 332. I didn't do anything but stitch this morning. Just having a real chill day. Also because it's so cold and I'm not out in the shed to be able to do other things. 7. That's okay. As of right now, I should be here Thursday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Unless they change when we play in the tournament. But I think because we have a track meet that week or this Thursday, that they made the games to where we don't play on Thursday. So I think we just play Friday and Saturday. And then of course Sunday mornings. Crafting Sam says 280. Last month, our winner was Betty, and she won a bag. Actually, it was a set of 3 zippered bags that were different sizes and had cartoon characters on them. I don't have a set prize each month. I usually pick a couple at the last minute and then let whoever wins choose between those things. And for those of y'all in Twitch, I will be raiding into Vintage here shortly. Heading for a nap. I only get up for you. Oh, I love you, Kate. Enjoy your nap. I will see you later. What have I done? Not sure, but I think I fixed it. Finishing a thread first. Yeah, it's kind of hard to leave mid-thread. I say as I might be doing that here in just a couple minutes so I can count. And I will be hanging out with Vintage on Twitch while I eat lunch. I will finish off this row of stitches and then I'm going to count. I didn't count the whole time we were doing this, so I have no idea how many stitches I've done. So it will be as much of a surprise to me as it is to you. My arms are getting tired and so my stitches are getting all funky. I was trying to stitch at the softball game the other day and it was so cold my hands were numb I couldn't get the needle through the through the fabric. Perfect time. Right. Get my counter app. All right. So this is what the counter looks like right now. We marked today. So like I had 131 stitches before I started today, but this is what we're gonna have today. Oops. Come on. All right. So yeah. Oop, let's mark in a different color. Let's see. Go with orange. I don't think I use orange very often. All right. Kathy, 1,000. Change to 370. Okay, Kathy, I gotcha. Almost there, y'all. I promise. It was a good day. It was a good day. All right. I finished the orange. No, I didn't. Okay. 3. Okay, so our total is 467. It was a pretty good day. All right. So, where's my notes? Who got closest? I think only one person said over 400, right? Yep. So Stitchin' Darlin got it. She guessed 418. We got to 467. A lot of it was fill in, so that does kind of help with the numbers a little bit. All right. So I got you down, and I will see y'all later this week. Thursday, hopefully, if y'all can join me. So everybody have a wonderful day, and Twitch, stick around. I will raid y'all into vintage. I will see you all next week.